Welcome back to Take Action News, everybody. David Shuster here, along with Cliff Schecter. I'm going to have you put on your headsets here.
Well, it kind of makes sense,
because
doesn't
we're gonna go co-pilot here as we fly this plane across the Midwest. Cliff Schecter is one of the owners, co-owners of We Act Radio. He's also a Yankees fan, evidenced by the Yankees hat he's wearing in studio.
Yeah, I grew up in New York. What can I do, you know?
And now that I'm in New York, I'm sort of confused. Do I root for the Mets? Do I root for the Yankees? What's the?
If you want to win, you root for the Yankees. Right. I shouldn't have said that, but I grew up. Hey, my dad grew up in the Bronx. You know, I grew up there. Whereas you, this must be a tough week with the whole Notre Dame thing going on, huh?
Well, you know, I because I'm a Hoosier and not so much of a Notre Dame Fire and Irish, I was just sort of like, you know, it's sad for Notre Dame, but Notre Dame football is, and also, of course, going to the University of Michigan for my undergrad. Notre Dame was something of a rival. And
yeah.
you never wish a school to have something go through this, but the way Notre Dame handled it was atrocious.
It just gets more strange, the story. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Okay,
all right,
go ahead.
Sorry. All right, so we're talking about guns.
Yes.
We're talking about gun control. First of all, there were a number of things the president did, never mind the legislation that he's proposing to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines and close the gun show loophole, universal background check. By executive order, he decided that the administration should do a better job of coordinating data and of the CDC studying these things. Is that controversial?
Only on the right, because as we know, truth has a liberal bias. The NRA has done everything they possibly can to suppress information. So stopping the CDC and the National Institute of Health from looking, into guns and into statistics, suppressing other studies, passing TR amendments so the government can't share information, different divisions of the government. They've done this. A great other thing that an executive order that President Obama passed is now letting the Consumer Product Safety Division look at gun safes and other gun-related measures. The only product they had no ability to regulate before, guns. Again, this all has the same, it all comes back to the same place. This is not about hunting or anything else. The gun lobby knew that if actual agencies, objective agencies that do statistics, looked into the safety of some of their products, looked into who was getting them, then they're going to come out on the wrong side of all these studies. So I think those can't be underestimated. Those are huge aspects of what he did.
Now, there were some conservative media figures who freaked out over the possibility of executive order. Yeah, who would believe? Sean Hannity on Fox News. Here's Sean Hannity suggesting that Obama's executive orders may be unconstitutional.
But does he actually have the constitutional authority to issue such measures? And was this ever the intent of executive orders?
Well, there to answer Sean Hannity was Michael Mukasey, former Attorney General for President Bush. And what did Michael Mukasey say? Listen.
I don't think it's unconstitutional in the sense that I don't think it's something that you could get a court to find unconstitutional. I mean, we can have a debate about whether it's consistent with the Constitution or not, but there is a limited number of things that'll get you into court to have that decided, and I don't think any of the things you've enumerated are among them.
Oh, Sean Hannity brings down the former Bush Attorney General who says he's wrong. Ouch.
Isn't that fun? A couple of things there. One, Sean Hannity's head is already about the size of a pumpkin. Who knew that it maybe could even go to the point of exploding, which I'm sure it did after that. Second of all, Michael Mukasey is someone who actually signed on with Mayors Against Illegal Guns, the fixed gun checks bill after Gabby Giffords was shot, and is somebody who, while a Republican, another Republican, lawmaker who's pushed for some common sense reform that 90% plus of us support. And third of all, executive orders. It's, oh my God, it's almost like President Obama invented those, because George W. Bush never passed any executive orders, never did anything by fiat, never forced John Bolton on us during a recess appointment, never made up information to take us into Iraq, and never started wiretapping us without checking with the FISA courts. I mean, it's just like with the NRA members who are suddenly concerned about their rights. It's just really rich to hear people like Sean Hannity concerned about people's personal rights and the government overstepping its bounds, a guy that couldn't have done enough to slobber over the Bush administration.